Hi, my name is Courtney Brogno from the English department if you don't know me, and I was just making this video to show you how I use voice memos and how they can be effective in your teaching. One of the things I want to talk about is kind of the progression I went through. So I started in winter 2012 because I've been hearing from Ginger Hendricks, who's a friend of mine, how great it was. And the first time I did it, I started halfway through the quarter. I told my students this is an experiment, let's just see what you think. And I did informal assessment and asked them through an anonymous survey. And so their first essay, they received normal comments like I would always do. And the second essay, they received just voice memos. And I surveyed 60 of them, and they pretty much really liked it. Overall, 60% of the students felt that they were thorough, very much so that they were thorough, and 36% said kind of, and only 2% said not at all. I asked if they helped with revisions, and 58% said very much so, 15% said kind of, and 22% didn't revise, and 3% said not at all. So that was really, really good for me to know. The biggest comment I got on the written, where they could write in comments, was that they really didn't like not having written comments with it. They felt like it was hard to follow along. So then I decided for my next class to do written comments, as well as have them number their paragraphs so I could refer to paragraphs more easily. And in fact, I surveyed 73 students, and they really liked it. I asked, did you like the voice memos? Did you feel they were thorough? 64% said they were excellent, 36% said they were fair, and no one said they were poor. I asked if they thought the voice memos helped with revisions. 69% said that it was excellent, and 30% said fair. No one said anything else. When I asked, did they think I should continue using voice memos for future classes, 95% said yes, and 5% said no. So that was really well. And then I did the same survey, and I kept things kind of the same in spring of 2012. This is still spring of 2012 with my English 134 class, and this was only 17 students surveyed, and they all pretty much said the same thing. Did the voice memos help you with revisions? 72% said very much so, 22% said kind of, and only 6% said not at all. Should I continue using them for future classes? 94% said yes, and 6% said no. So that led me to feel like I was doing a good thing. One of the complaints, though, was that, oh my gosh, your voice memos are so long, I feel like you're reading part of the essay to me. And they were long. They were like 8 to 10 minutes long. So what I did this quarter when I was doing it is I made everything's still uploaded on PolyLearn. And then what I did was I did a bit more written comments. So you can kind of see, this is a student's essay, and they get this back from me, that I'm using track changes. And I'm just writing cite, not correct, those kind of things, and maybe some more deep questions. And so they are getting written comments through track changes. And then what I would do is do maybe 5 or 6 essays at a time. And at the bottom, I leave a comment for me with the grade and something to remember, like really great research, but summaries were weak, or whatever the case may be. And then after I did those 5 or 6 essays, I would go back and make the voice memos. And because I had already thought about it and I had a little distance, I did less reading. And what the voice memos turned into were just what I would consider my end comments. Instead of writing them out, I was making these end comments. And my students, so the voice memos cut down to anywhere between 3 and 6 minutes, depending on how much I had to talk about. And I've only surveyed one class because I'm waiting for revisions to come in. And overall, so far, they've really enjoyed it. The benefit of it is the tone that they get to hear. And also, just so you know, because I'm part of Sustain, Linda Van Supa paid through Sustain for us to do the transcripts. And so she paid a professional transcriptionist to do this. And I just did I just sent 2 voice memos, one of a student who got an A and one of a student who got a C. And they actually were each 4 to 5 minutes, and they took the transcriptionist 50 minutes each to type. And she was typing at, I think, 65 words per minute, which is way faster than I type. So I feel like the students get so much more input in that end comment. Also, they get your tone. So just so you know how I do this, you can do this on your iPhone too, but I'm using my iPhone to record this, and I actually prefer it on my iPad. So it's just a voice memo on your iPhone. It's free. Here I paid $1.99 for it, and you literally, it looks like this. You hit record, and then here's where all your voice memos are, and then you just share this. You push email. You want to make sure that this is connected to your Cal Poly account, and I had to go and have them do it at IT services. It took them like 2 minutes because I didn't know how to do it. But anyway, it's that easy. You just put who it's to. Subject, I just put grade, send, and then I'm also sending them their essays. And I just want to, delete draft. Show you, this is a student, this is one of those students who just didn't even do the assignment and I didn't understand. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear this, and maybe I should upload this MP3, but I just want to play part of this so you hear the tone of my voice. Hey John, it's Courtney, and oops, shoot, sorry. I read your essay, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to say. You didn't follow the guidelines at all. I actually, at the end of this, wrote, "Is this a joke? Like, I don't understand." I don't know what to say. There's nothing I can say to make you improve this, because I just feel like you didn't even really follow the guidelines. So I'm not quite sure what happened. And it's confusing to me because you're such a good student in class. Like, you always have something to say. I feel like you're well respected, and it's just kind of disappointing. I mean, I totally understand. You don't have a writer's memo, so I don't know what's going on. I totally understand if you're not into this class. That's fine. If you just come because you have to, and you have other things that are more important than this writing essays. I totally get that, and I try not to take it personally. But this is just really disappointing. I'm not even going to give you a grade. So you're going to have. Okay, so that's just a small sampling, and what you can see is the student turned in just absolute. He didn't follow the assignment. I didn't understand why, but he was able to hear the disappointment and me say, "Listen, if you're not into this class, it's fine, but you didn't even do the writer's memo, and you always show up to class like he's a great student, so I don't understand." And they can hear that, and he came into my office and felt really sorry and was like, "This is what's going on in my life. I'm really sorry. I felt like I really disappointed you." And that's not the point of it, is to make them feel the disappointment, but it's better than saying like, "This is a joke. You didn't even do the assignment." And so I just really think they're useful. And when you give someone an A, you get to say, "I'm so proud of you. This was amazing. Thank you so much," or whatever the case may be. I won't say it takes less time, but I will reiterate what Ginger says, and that is that it's less soul sucking. As far as, your WPAFs and stuff, you do the informal assessment, but I always suggest try it. It's kind of awkward at first because you're not talking to someone. It kind of gives me an idea how DJs or people on the radio must feel. And then there's always an awkward moment where a student says like, "Yeah," and they can open it anywhere. I've never had a student, I do this at Cuesta and Poly, a student has never said they can't open it. It goes as an MP3 file. But somehow it kind of stores automatically into their iTunes, because most of them open it up in iTunes. So I have had students say like, "Yeah, I had a party, my iTunes was on, and then all of a sudden your voice memo came on." Yes, that is awkward. It's incredibly awkward. And it takes some time for the students to get used to it as well. But in the end, I can just tell you through my own informal assessment that they really like it. I really like it. And I find it just one of the most valuable tools in teaching, in assessment at least, student assessment that I've ever had. So if you have any questions, you can always come by and talk to me. I know we're going to be posting some more videos on how to do this kind of stuff, but hopefully this was helpful. Thanks.